Welcome to Bad Music Taste and Other Ways to Ruin Your Life. My name is Dominic.
And my name is Sam. Dominic has our record this week.
This week's record is Thicker Than Water by H2O. This record first came out in 1997 on Epitaph Records, and the copy I have here is a first pressing. Anyways, today we're talking with Tim Finelli, Chad Ruiz, and Steve Caballero of Urethane. How's it going, you guys?
Hello. How you guys doing?
What's good?
So, how did Urethane first start?
Well, we started in 2020 when the pandemic was going full blast, and I reached out to Steve Caballero with some music that I had, and we hooked up, and here we are. Short story.
We didn't hook up, but we just
we got together. No.
We met for coffee, and I really liked Tim's personality, and I loved his songwriting. And I was working with another band at that time because I was looking for a singer. So I brought the music back to this band I was working with, and they didn't really seem interested in Tim, you know. So I was like, "Whoa, I can't see why you can't see what I can see." So that just gave me the idea of, like, you know, maybe I'm not with the right group. You know, so I put my heart into working with Tim, and you know, here we are, a little over a year later. You know,
I was playing in a band called War Fever, and Chad over here was filling in on the bass in that band, and so he was he was interested in the project, so he joined us, and then we got Dylan, who used to play in the Bomb Pops. And I randomly just cold called somebody I knew and was like, "Hey, do you know a drummer that lives in the area?" And he sent me Dylan's name, and that was that. It was we were pretty lucky.
Yeah, and then the record was oh my god, I'm blanking on his name. It was recorded by, he did like
Cameron Webb.
That's it. Yeah, he did like the Motorhead records and whatnot, right?
He's done a lot of amazing records. Yeah.
Tenacious D.
Oh my god.
No Effects, Alkaline Trio, you name it.
Kelly Clarkson.
Kelly Clark.
So on the topic of like records and everything, Urethane's on the label Cybertracks, but what was that process like?
Cybertrack, so it's El Jefe from No Effects and his wife. I've been friends with them for a bunch of years, and before everything started, what Steve heard is Tim went in and recorded 5 or 6 songs that were actually on the record now, but his own version of him and a producer from San Diego did like a demo version of all of them. And when I started playing with these guys, like I think it was the day after, or maybe even before the first time we all played together, I text messaged El Jefe and Jen the songs just as a, "Hey, check these out. These are really cool." I wasn't really shopping anything really, but it was like 30 minutes later, they contacted me back and they're like, "Oh my gosh, these songs are great. Let's figure out something, like keep our hat in the ring, and if you guys need a label, let's do it." Like it was instant. And you know, yeah, it's pretty much it.
Yeah, and Tim and Chad, you two were like most known for playing music prior to starting Urethane, and Steve, you were most well known for your skateboarding career. So my question is, after years of doing music on the side, is it sort of like strange to be back in the music world?
No, it's not strange because I've been in bands my whole life since 1982. I started a band when I was 18. And we did the whole thing, touring in a small van across the US and put out our own albums and played shows. So definitely wasn't new to that part of the music scene. But as far as where the band is now and the people that we're working with and the bands that we're playing with, I kind of feel like this is going in a different route. And also I feel like this is a band that could be where I wanted all the other bands to be, you know, successful on the radio, successful with making great music, and just, you know, taking a band as far as you can take it, you know, and see what happens. And over the years, we've all made a bunch of great connections, not only myself, but, you know, Tim and Chad and Dylan. We all know a lot of people in the industry. So with having the right connections, you make things happen a lot quicker. And we have a booking agent, but we all do our own part as far as trying to book the band. So that's why if you notice that we've been playing a lot, is because we're just using our resources that we have and just not waiting for people to do stuff for us.
Yeah, and would you say that like starting in like skateboarding and whatnot and meeting people through that has like helped with booking these shows and music?
Huge. It's been huge. I mean, even when I started the faction in 1982, I mean, I was already pro for 2 years prior to that, you know, so even back then in the early 80s, I would use my fame from skateboarding to help promote the band, or people would use it just to get the word out. And I feel like, you know, at this time, I mean, why not? You know, I've spent, you know, over 40 years to build a brand. I feel like I'm a brand, and why hide that part, you know? So eventually where I want to see the band, I want to see the bands, you know, that says now playing Urethane without featuring Steve Caballero. That's my goal. You know what I mean? I want the band to be bigger than who I am.
Yeah, and me, Tim, and Dylan are still not only friends but fans as well. So it'd be cool to see Urethane, but us three are really proud that it still says Urethane featuring Steve Caballero.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I think like what you were talking about with like how when you like were getting things started with bands, you've always like been involved in music your whole life. It's like a lot of people we've talked to even locally have mentioned how even those little connections you make in like the small bands that might not last super long, or like, you know, you just kind of marketing with people, it helps a lot down the road where you have these people you can just reach out to like easily.
Sure.
Yeah, within music, it's a community. A lot of the friendships, relationships you build in music are some of the longest lasting, you know, because we are part of a tight-knit community of people that are pushing really hard to get their art and their word and their sensibility out to the world. So it's a really unique connection that you make with people in music and art and skateboarding too. It's the same sort of individual creativity. It's the same thing as that relationship you build with music. So to have skateboarding and music in one, it's over the top, you know?
Yeah, and Urethane is getting ready to go out on a European tour this summer. So how did everything come about there?
I reached out to a couple of people just within the community and was putting feelers out for the summer festivals in Europe, and we reached out to a guy named Felix from the Flix agency, and he just kind of ran with it and booked 100% of our tour out there for us. He's connected to Stefan Bayham from Sabam. So that's actually how it started, was we hooked up with Sabam and we booked that show. And so we kind of booked everything around it with Felix.
Well, thank you guys so much for your time. This is so much fun. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no, I was wondering, are we gonna spend any time talking about how cool your Minor Threat beanie is, and like some Minor Threat beanies?
Well, something funny is like, I think one of our most well-known interviews was we talked to Ian Mackay in November of 2020. And it was like, whenever somebody comes across our page, I feel like it's always from that interview.
Yeah, that's
like,
awesome.
oh yeah, you guys talked to Ian Mackay.
Yeah. All Minor Threat play.
Really?
Yeah, I saw in San Francisco, they played at this place called the On Broadway. I want to say it was 1983. And what I remember about that show was the mic kind of broke like halfway through the set. And Ian didn't bother to grab another mic. He just kind of let the crowd sing all the songs. And he was just kind of like mouthing them with the crowd. And that's kind of what I remember about that show. And then I finally met Ian in person in 1984. I did a skate rock show with Aggression and JFA in LA, and Ian was backstage. And so I finally got to say hello to him, you know. But we've been friends ever since, you know.
Yeah, we had our interview with Ian, and then like in August, we got a chance to go up to get like a tour of the Discord house, and it was just, it was amazing. I mean, he's just one of the most genuine people, like honestly, and it was so cool to see him like walk us through everything, and he just has like so much history in that one place.
Yeah,
like,
it's such an organized mess. Like you walk in and you just see a mess. Like you just see like scratches on the floor, but he can be like, well, those scratches are from when Fugazi like cut out the cardboard for their records. And it's like every little thing has a story in that house.
Yeah.
Yes, somebody was telling me that he has every flyer that he's ever been involved with, whether it's one of his bands or his label. Every single flyer.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And everything was so suspenseful. He pulls out a tape and he's like, this is the tape of the first Bad Brains recording. This is a note from Dave Grohl. Yeah, and yeah, my teacher at the very beginning of the year, she starts like telling the story. Like most unexpected thing is she's like, yeah, and then I went and I saw Fugazi. Just like my English teacher.
Where are you guys? What city?
Baltimore.
Okay.
Nice.
So my kid's PE teacher was front stage at the last festival that we played in San Diego. NoFX headline that one?
Yeah.
There was NoFX, and then
The Punk and Drublick.
Pumpkin Drublick. I'm just sitting there on stage watching, and I look over, and she's like waving at me. I'm like, oh my God, it's my daughter's PE teacher. So I gave her my phone to talk to my daughter, like, hey, what's up? So cool.
Yeah, it's crazy, like the amount of teachers that'll just like point out the littlest things. Like I think I was wearing these shirts that we got sent to us. They were the Bad Brains and Element shirts, and I was in like, yeah, these shirts. And I was walking out of like my biology class, and my teacher was like, is that a Bad Brain shirt? And I was like, yeah. You know them, you know, like it's such like a weird thing, because you're like, it's not something that would ever come up in class, but they know so much about it. It's strange.
When I wear this shirt, I never get the oh, you listen to the Bad Brains? I always get, why not Good Brains? Every time I'm a teacher.
Good.
Well, thank you guys so much.
Hey, can you
Yeah.
guys do a split screen and we can do a selfie?
I'm not positive how to do it.
Yeah,
We'll do two of them.
Yeah, we're gonna do
Alright.
2 selfies. You guys each get one.
Huh. I think
Oh,
that
you-
might be on like the.
We can, if you just do it like that, we can see each other right there. You know what I'm saying?
We could do that.
Or wait, if you go to like the view up at the top, we have it so you can see everybody.
Well, you can take
Yeah.
your phone down lower.
Like what?
No, so I can't see it there. There you go.
There we go. Ready?
Okay, next screen.
Can you switch screens?
I'm not.
I
What
don't
do you-
know how.
No, yeah,
There we
you
go. Ready?
Oh, okay.
Okay, we're good.
Right, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Keep up the good work. You guys are doing awesome.
Thanks so much. I hope you
Thank
guys
you.
can make it to Baltimore sometime.
Oh, we
Hope
promise.
so.
See ya.